All right, here we go. Objective 37. Now, one thing I want to say about objective 37 is this is the last objective that you're going to see that is entirely about expressions. What do you think comes next? After expressions?
Equations.
Going to be equations. So you made it all the way up to 37. 38, which we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to start, be the first time we're actually going to see equations. The difference is if you had equations, you're going to see that we're actually going to try to solve them and find out what x is. When it comes to expressions, all we want to do is clean it up. How do I know? Look at this very first one. And how do I know that that thing right there on the board is an algebraic expression?
There's no equal.
There's no equal sign. So the goal is not to try to figure out what x is. The goal is to say, hey, look, it's algebra junk without an equal sign. So what you want to do is clean up the junk. First thing, when you see an algebraic expression, when it comes to cleaning up the junk, when it comes to simplifying it, there's two things you got to do. The first thing is what? Distribute. And then after we distribute, combine like terms. All right, so on this first one, you're going to distribute here, and you're going to distribute here. And this first one's designed to be pretty easy.
I know it.
All right, just one thing at a time, though. All right, when you distribute this,
6x.
you get 6x
Times plus 30.
plus 30. Now over here, when you distribute,
5x plus 10.
5x plus 10. And then one thing that wasn't distributed at all is this piece.
7x.
So just
Stop it.
bring it down.
And a plus before the 5x.
Yeah, so the one thing I was going to say is, all right, you know that in expressions, your pieces are supposed to be separated by pluses or minuses. So I need a plus or minus right here.
Plus.
Plus. Why?
Because I'm positive.
Yeah, because that 6x is supposed to be positive 6x. Also, I don't have a sign between these two,
Positive.
so you need to put a plus. This one was very friendly because everything is positive all the way across the board. That won't always be the case. Now you just need to put your terms together. Well, how many different types of terms are up here? Two.
X is a number.
X, X, number, X, number. If you have X's and numbers, put your X's together first. So you got, what is 7X and 6X?
13x.
Then 5 more?
18x.
18X. Then your numbers, you got 30 and 10, both positive, so
Positive 40.
plus 40. So when you have an expression, you need to clean it up. It's junk on the board. It's algebra junk that needs cleaned. And there is a method to doing it. The first step is always going to be what? Distribute. If need be, distribute. And we had to. And then after distributing, finish it up by CLT. So those two steps. You've got an ugly expression, distribute, and then CLT. Now this one right here is going to be a little bit more uglier because there's going to be minus signs. So it's an algebra expression. How do I know?
Because there's no equal sign.
No, doesn't it look like algebra junk? It's a collection of a whole bunch of junk on the board, and there's no equal sign. It must be an expression. So the first thing that we would need to do is distribute. However, I put a little step 1 up here that says, look, when it comes to distributing this, I got a number. What about this one that doesn't have a number?
Put a 1.
Yeah, I could slide a little 1. It's like there's a little invisible 1 in there. So you slide a little 1 in there. Underline what needs distributed. Here and there. But notice one thing. The number that needs distributed right here is not 2. What is it?
Negative.
It's negative 2. If you think that's a 2, you are going to be mistaken. So, negative 2 times x makes what?
X or
Negative
negative 2x.
Negative 2x. Negative 2 and 3.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. If you didn't distribute that as a negative, you would have said 2x plus 6. So you would have been off. Over here, distributing a 1 is actually a piece of cake. It doesn't really do anything. That's 4x and that's minus 4. So plus 4x minus 4. If you distribute a minus 1, that's totally different. I had one piece in here that wasn't in the distributing. It was this piece.
X. 1.
Just bring it down. Bring it down. All right, you distributed. You successfully distributed. Now put all your pieces together. Once again, there's only two types of pieces, x's and numbers.
6.
So how many x's are there? What is 1x minus 2x?
1x.
Negative 1x.
Negative 1x. Add 4 to that.
Negative, or positive 3.
3x.
Positive 3x. If you don't feel good about that, you could always try on your calculator to just go, okay, this one that doesn't have anything with it is a 1x. So 1 minus 2 plus 3. So what do I do? 1 minus 2 plus 4, plus 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 minus 2 plus 4.
3.
So if you don't feel good, just add or subtract the coefficients. And then negative 6 minus 4. This isn't the case where two negatives make a positive.
Negative 10.
Yeah. Negative 6 subtract 4 makes negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10.
Now we do these.
Yeah, on the back side, I've got a few that I want you to try. I'm going to give you a minute or two, actually more than a minute. Work each one of these out. Notice on number 2, I've put a little note. There's no number right here, so what do you need to put in?
A 1.
A 1. But when you go to distribute it, it is not a 1. What is it really?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Overall, pretty good. Through the first two, 3x minus 10 and 2x minus 1. And this class is a little better than the last one on getting these last two. When we look at 3, there's only one thing that needs distributed. Here, what does that give you?
6x minus 16.
Minus 16. Put all those pieces back in. 3 plus 6x minus 4. Plus sign right here. Plus 2. One person last hour forgot to put the plus 2 in, and they were ended up with a negative 23. X's, there's only those guys. There's 12 of them. The numbers, you got to go put all these things together. Negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. Minus 16 more is negative 23. And then if you forgot, you would stop there at negative 23, but there is a plus 2. So it's negative 21. And here's the one that I really want to stress. Like I was getting crazy answers last hour. Both of these things are missing a number out here. So what would you slide in?
1.
Negative 1.
Little ones, but they're not ones there.
Negative
Negative ones. I like to circle them, especially at first, to remind me I don't distribute a 1. So this is what?
Negative 6x minus 4.
And then this is negative 2x. But what is, yeah,
Plus
negative 2 and negative 1 make
Plus 2.
plus 2, and then just drop that in. X's together, so negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. Add 7,
Negative
negative 1x. If you said negative 1x, that's great. Or if you just know that's the same as negative x, also good. Negative 4 plus 2 makes
Negative 2.
negative 2. Negative 1x minus 2, which should look like negative x minus 2. All right, just to recap it all. How do you know that you're looking at an expression? No equal sign. It looks like algebra junk, and there's no equal sign. To simplify it, go through these two steps. First one is what? Distribute. The second one is?
Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. If you would distribute and combine like terms, then you will have simplified that expression into 2 or 3 types of pieces. And that is it for CLT and algebraic expressions. Next thing you're going to see are equations.